But we could see your email.
We could see your email.
Can you see? One second. Can you see my screen, Mataji?
No, Mataji, we are still seeing your Gmail account.
Okay, don't know. Is it okay now?
Yes, Mataji. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Mataji, are you ready? Can we start the recording?
Yes, Mataji, I'm perfect.
Okay. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa group. Today, again, we are having another session of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11 by Radhika Kasturi Mataji. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you, Radhika Kasturi Mataji, for doing this for us. We are very grateful to you, and we are very fortunate to hear from you today. Please take over the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Vinita Mataji, for the introduction. I appreciate it. And I appreciate everybody who has come into this call for this session of Bhagavad Gita on the 11th chapter. It has 55 verses. It is the third longest chapter. The first one is 18th chapter with 78 verses. And then we have the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Sorry, not the 12th. So the next one is second chapter of Bhagavad Gita with 72 verses, which we saw. And this is the third longest chapter with 55 verses. So I'm excited to present in front of you the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And before that, I want to bow down at all the Vaishnavas' lotus feet so that I may speak something relevant that Srila Prabhupada has clarified in his purport according to the time, place, and circumstance. So please pray for me and bless me so that relevant words may come out of my mouth. Thank you so much, dear Vaishnavas. I appreciate that. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindubhyev cha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Now we can start our Guru Pranam. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness ignorance, and my spiritual master has opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Bhashaita Deshatharine. I offer my respectful obeisances onto His grace, His divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is very dear to the Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at his lotus feet. Our respectful obeisances are on Master, servant Bhaktivedanta, and delivering the Western countries, which is filled with impersonalism and voidism. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara Pandit, Shivas Thakur, and all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. O Krishna, O energy of Krishna, please engage me in your service. Hare Krishna. That is the meaning of Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Mataji, is the internet slow?
Mataji's screen is frozen.
So, first of all,
Mataji,
before
we couldn't
starting this
hear you,
chapter,
Radhika. We cannot, your screen is frozen and we couldn't hear you for the past 2 minutes. Radhika, your screen is frozen and we can't hear you.
Mataji, Varun will pass it. Varun? Varun also loses connection. I'll pass the recording, Mataji. We can wait. I think our internet was, in the beginning also there was some problem. But I thought it was only for a couple of seconds. Now it got little worse. Suksagri Mataji, do you want me to call her?
Yeah, I'll try to reach her.
Okay, Mataji, thank you. So sorry for inconvenience. I shall be back.
Yeah, Vinita, I'm not able to reach her, but I just texted her that, perhaps try without video. Maybe that'll help. At least, she has the slideshow if and not do the video.
Yeah, Mataji. I will try to call her once and see. Maybe
Yeah.
she's thinking that she's with us and she's doing the class. That is also possible. But what about Varun? Varun could have told her, right? Varun was there. Varun
Yeah, I
side.
think they both, kind of got cut off, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, why don't you try? Maybe she'll pick up. I don't know. She was busy when I tried calling. She didn't pick up. So.
Yeah, I'm trying, Mataji. Let's see.
Okay.
By any chance, you have our PPT, Mataji? Okay.
Yeah, I have it. Do you want me to share with you?
Yes.
I'll
Yes,
WhatsApp.
Mataji. Yeah, please WhatsApp me. I'll start sharing the PPT.
Okay.
You can at least do the prayers for us.
Yeah, sure. Vinita, I just shared. I hope you got it.
Mataji, hello, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hari
Hare
Bol
Krishna,
Radhika.
Mataji.
Oh, sorry, Mataji. I changed my room and everything. The setup is different completely. Hope this works, Mataji.
Mataji, if does not work, you can off your camera and you can do the class.
Yeah, we can see how this works. If it is giving still problems, we can switch off the video.
Yeah, I have your PPT also. I can help you if you need any sharing notes.
Okay, Mataji. Now, if you enable me to share my screen, I can share my screen. Okay. So now so we can all get started, dear devotees. I'm so sorry for the interruption. So the first verse of Bhagavad Gita, the first 4 verses is where Arjuna, he's requesting Krishna to show his universal form. So let's understand what Arjuna wants. What Arjuna requests of Krishna. Arjuna Vacha Madanugrahaya Paramam Guhyam Adhyatma Samhitam Yat Yuktam Vachastena Mohoyam Vigato Mama. Arjuna said, by hearing the instructions you have kindly given me about these most confidential spiritual subjects, my illusion has now been dispelled. So I don't know if I spoke between the connection of the 10th chapter and the 11th chapter. We saw from verse 10.42 that Arjuna, Krishna says in 10.42 that with a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support the entire universe. And now Arjuna, he wishes that the pervasive form of the Lord is seen by him. So now Arjuna, we all know Krishna, he's driving the chariot of Arjuna and he pervades and supports the entire world, entire universe. Although he's the charioteer, he also pervades the entire universe. So Arjuna therefore wishes to see Krishna's all-pervading form. And that's the 2 verses, the first 2 verses, if you see, Arjuna is asking Krishna to reveal his universal form. So let's understand what this first verse means. So now, as far as Arjuna is concerned, he says his illusion is over. This means Arjuna no longer thinks Krishna as a mere human being and as a friend of his, but he thinks that Krishna, he's the source of everything. Arjuna is very enlightened and is gladdened that he has such a great friend such as Krishna, but somehow he is thinking that although he may accept Krishna as the source of everything,
You suck, bro.
others, Varun, can you just
Mataji, can you
unmute?
tell Varun to?
Yeah, can you unmute? Thank you. So now we understand that Arjuna is saying, okay, what Krishna is saying is that, so now what is Arjuna's feeling? Arjuna understands that Krishna is the source of everything. So now he wants others also to understand the fact that he is the source of everything. Actually, when one sees the universal form of Krishna, one actually becomes frightened like Arjuna. But Krishna is so kind that after showing his universal form to him, he again converts that form into his original form. That is what we'll be seeing as a transition, how it all builds up. And Arjuna agrees to what Krishna has said several times. Krishna is, we all know, Arjuna is now convinced of the fact and he wants others to be convinced of the fact that Krishna is the source of everything. So Arjuna acknowledges that this is all happening to him by Krishna's grace. Only by Krishna's mercy he is able to get all these. He is now convinced that Krishna is the cause of all causes and is present in everybody's heart as a super soul. So this is what is the meaning for the first verse. So now we will go to the second verse. Bhavapyayau hi bhutanam shrutau vistaraso maya tvata kamala patraksha mahatmyam apichavyayam. So bhava pyayau hi bhutanam. Bhava means creation. Apyaya is destruction. Bhutanam, of all existence. Shrutau Vistaraso Maya. I have heard about all this in detail. Tatta, Tvata. About you also I have heard. Kamalapatraksha, meaning, O lotus-eyed. Mahatmyam apichavyayam. Your nature of your glory is imperishable. Kamalapatraksha is a word that is usually connotated when we talk about the beauty of the Lord. Arjuna has addressed Krishna with other names before. Soon after, we will see the Lord in the Vishwarupa form, and his eyes is so blazing. That time his eyes will be so blazing, and it will be difficult even for him to look at him in his eyes. With his eyes, to see his eyes itself, he'll feel so difficult. Now he is describing the beauty of the Lord in the two-hand form as Kamalapatraksha. But soon after some time, Arjuna is going to realize that he's going to see some form which has a blazing eyes. And that form is, it's not as sweet as you would imagine. And so here Arjuna is building up his request, as we can see. So he addresses him as Kamalapatraksha. I've heard from you in detail about the appearance and disappearance of every living entity, and I have realized your inexhaustible glories. So Arjuna says that. Third verse. Evam etat tata tattvam atmanam parameshwara drishtumichami te rupam aishwaram purushottama. O greatest of all personalities, O supreme form, though I see you here before me in your actual position as you have described yourself, I wish to see how you have entered into this cosmic manifestation. I want to see that form of yours. So, evam etat yata tattvam. As you have said, so you manifest before me. As you have spoken, so you are. So it is not that there is some higher reality beyond you. Drishtum ichami. I desire to see something. What? Rupam Aishwaram. Your Aishwarya Rupa is what I want to see. And again, as I already told you, it is for others' sake. As far as Arjuna is concerned, he is inspired by the statements of Krishna. But in order to convince others of the futures who may think Krishna is an ordinary person, Arjuna, he desires to see him actually in his universal form, to see how he is acting within the universe, although he is apart from it. Krishna, he also understands that Arjuna wants to see the universal form. For in the future, there may be some impostor who wants to pose himself as a Lord. And for that person, we have to be very careful about such kind of persons, right? For one who claims to be Krishna, he should be prepared to show his universal form. And that is the way we can actually see if that person is Krishna or not. If he can claim that he is God, then he has to probably show his universal form. So it is definitely for the sake of others, he's requesting Krishna, please show your universal form. That is the essence of the third verse. Next verse. Manyase edita chakyum maya drishtum iti prabho yogeshwara tato me tvam darshayatmanam avyayam. Manyase edita chakyam. My dear Lord, if you think it is possible for me. So please note the careful usage of the words here. My dear Lord, if you think it is possible for me, Maya Drishtum iti Prabhu, if you think it is possible for me to see this form, my dear Lord. So this is signifying Arjuna's humility. Yogeshwara tato metvam. Oh Lord, you are Yogeshwara. I know it is possible for you because you are Yogeshwara. Darshayatmanam avyayam. Please show your own glories, your imperishable glories. So this is what is the meaning for the fourth verse. If you think I'm able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, O Master of all mystic power, then kindly show me that unlimited universal self. So let's try to understand this verse with an example, right? So humility is very important, and Arjuna, he's requesting. So if you carefully look at the words, he's saying, if you think it's possible for me to see the Lord. So he's giving the permission to Lord Krishna for him to allow him to see the form. So, or it's not asking, oh, you have to show me the form. He's not ordering him, or he's not showing his pride here. So all forms of humility is being seen by Arjuna. So now let's try to go through with an example, right? Once Srila Prabhupada's disciple, Haigriva Prabhu, he went to Srila Prabhupada. He said, Prabhupada, I'm chanting 14 rounds and I'm following the 4 regulative principles for the past 6 months, and I have not had the darshan of Lord Krishna. What is the reason? Why is it so? Then Srila Prabhupada, he became very grave and he told him, okay, there is a verse here. Can you read the verse for me? And also the meaning for this verse. And then he asked him, and then Varun, we can have question and answers at the end, okay? All right, thank you. So he said, the Haigriva Prabhu was asked to read that sentence, and the sentence said, if you think I'm qualified, So what that means is that Srila Prabhupada wanted all of us to understand, so we will not decide our qualification, right? Our qualification will be decided by Lord Krishna. So the desire is good, but the devotees don't demand. We have desires. We have a lot of spiritual aspirations. Of course, it's very good to have spiritual aspirations. But as a devotee, we do not demand. We are servants of the Lord and we want more and more reciprocation from Him. But again, to get his darshan or even to demand for his darshan, we can desire to have darshan of the Lord, but to demand is not appropriate for bhakti. That is what Srila Prabhupada wanted to stress to his devotees. So the mood is very important. The mood of devotion, the mood of offering, the mood of patram pushpam phalam thoyam. But he wants the component of love and devotion, right? That is the mood in which we have to approach. Of course, even the spiritual masters, we have to approach him with a mood of humility and surrender. So at every point in time, the devotee's progress is checked by this component of humility. And we have to be really cautious of the fact at all points in time, at all moments. And this is what is the summary of this, meaning for the verse number 4. Now from 5 to 8, Lord Krishna, he describes his universal form. Now Arjuna, he has made his request. O Lord, if it is possible for you to give me a darshan of your form, please do so. That is the mood with which he has now requested Lord Krishna. What is Krishna going to do now is going to be seen from 5 to 8. And Krishna, he describes, first he wants to give a purview of the universal form of the Lord. But sometimes we have a trailer of the movie, right? When we get a movie, we want to see the movie. For that, an attractive trailer will be made to the audience. When we see the trailer, we are like, I want to see the movie, like that. And now this is what Krishna is doing to Arjuna. He is actually creating that moment of, he wants a moment of surprise for Arjuna. He wants to create that anxiety in him. So he's going to describe that universal form, how it's going to look. So let's try to understand. 5th verse. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Pashyame Partha Rupani Shatashota Sahasrasaha Nana Vitani Divyani Nana Varna Kritini Cha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Arjuna, O son of Pritha, see now my opulences, hundreds of thousands of very divine and multicolored forms. So Arjuna has asked to see his Rupa Aishwarya form of the Lord, that is the opulence of form of the Lord. Here Arjuna was told that there is not one form. It's just not one form as you would imagine. It has many forms in it. Within the universal form, there are many forms. Satashostha sahasrasaha, meaning there are hundreds, thousands in one form. That is what is the meaning. Nana vitani divyani. There are different kinds of forms and all are variegated. They are also variegated and they are all divine. Nana varna kritinicha. The universal form, they are of different colors and shapes also. So this is what is the vision you're going to have, Arjuna. So obviously Arjuna is going to get a vision which he has no prior connection to, right? He has not seen this kind of form before and nobody has seen anything like this before. So through these verses, Arjuna is getting a framework that he is going to see such a kind of form. Krishna is going to give this pre-description of the view that is going to be seen by Arjuna. So this is what is being said in this verse. Say, for example, if we want to understand God, what should be the mood with which we go to God? Like, for any field for that matter, if you were to learn Bharatanatyam or if you were to learn anything from a teacher, one is supposed to be submissive to the teacher, right? And you have to have the confidence that the teacher knows better than you. You can't go with the fact prenotion that okay, I know more than the teacher. Then what will you learn? You will not be able to learn anything. So then what happens? You should have that kind of faith in the teacher, that the teacher is better than me, and I should also sincerely place all my doubts in front of my teacher, and I should serve the teacher. So with this right attitude is actually required for getting the knowledge. Like this, Arjuna is in this mode of submission, and he is going to get what he wants from Krishna because he is in this mood. So we have to definitely not forget the point that Arjuna stresses. If it pleases you, please kindly reveal this opulent form of yours. So the request is certainly attitude that is associated with it. One can't just say, I want to go to the spiritual world and then kick the door, go to the spiritual world. It is not possible, right? The mood of humility is stressed over and over. And Srila Prabhupada has beautifully given in his commentary also. Let's understand what he has to say. Arjuna wanted to see Krishna in his universal form, which, although transcendental form, is just manifested for the cosmic manifestation, and therefore it is subjected to the temporary time of material nature. As the material nature is manifested and not manifested, similarly, the universal form of Krishna is manifested and not manifested. So it is not an eternal form, it is a temporary form. Like how the material nature, we see it goes into the manifest and the unmanifest mode. Likewise, this universal form also goes into the manifest and the non-manifested mode. It is not eternally situated in the spiritual sky like other forms. We have Goloka Vrindavana, we have Rama's abode, we have Narayan's abode. Like that, we don't have an abode for Virata Rupa. That is what is the second meaning for the second sentence. As far as the devotee is concerned, he is not eager to see the universal form, but because Arjuna wanted to see this form, Krishna reveals this form. The universal form is not possible to be seen by any ordinary man. Krishna must give one a power to see it, right? Everything happens by the grace of the Lord. Even this creation cannot happen without the glance of the Lord. Everything, each and every, Krishna is the cause of all causes. We cannot forget this fact, because that has to be reminded everywhere. Whatever we see, whatever happens, it is after Krishna's sanction. Anything, Krishna is the cause. So everything, so as to speak, now also, obviously Arjuna has to see this form, but Krishna wants to see this form, but Krishna has to give permission for Arjuna to see this opulent form. Ihaikastam jagat krishnam pashyadya sacharacharam mama dehe gudakesha yachanya drishtumichati. O Arjuna, whatever you wish to see, behold at once in the body of mind. The universal form can show whatever you now desire to see and whatever you may want to see in the future. Everything, moving, non-moving, is here completely, all in one place. So let's understand. It's a beautiful verse. Ihaikastam, here at one place, Jagat Krishnam, the whole universe is seen. Pashyadya Sacharacharam, moving and non-moving. Mama Dehe Gudakesha, see all this in my body. Krishna is clearly saying, what you are seeing is in my body. It's not anywhere else. It's there in my body. Mama Dehe Gudakesha, that's what. And Yachanya Drishtumichati, and beyond this, whatever else you wanted to see, that also you can see here. Whatever else you want to see, anything in the future you may want to see, that also you can see right here. So now we have to clearly understand that the future outcome of the battle can be seen in this Virat Rupa. What is the future outcome going to be? Who's going to win? What is going to happen to Pandavas? What is going to happen to Kauravas? All that can be seen in this universal form. Arjuna is about to reach a fierce war, and because he is going to wage a war, he will naturally be eager to know what is going to be the fate and who is going to win, who is going to lose. Natural, right? Although that is not specifically what Arjuna had asked, but Krishna shows He didn't specifically ask for that. But Krishna says, I'm going to show you that also. Don't worry. In this way, Krishna is giving Arjuna a temporary provincial glimpse of his omniscience. Omniscience means what? To know everything, right? Past, present, and future. That is omniscience. And Krishna is going to show his omniscience. And Krishna is saying that this form, but Arjuna is waiting to see. Then Krishna says, actually, you will need special eyes for it. You can't see with the set of eyes that you have now. You need a special eyes for that. And don't worry, I will give you that eyes for you to see that form. And now let's understand and go to the next verse. न तु मां शक्यसे द्रष्टुम् अनेनैव सचक्षुषा दिव्यं ददामि ते चक्षु पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम्. Okay, translation. But you cannot see me with your present eyes. Therefore, I give you divine eyes. Behold my mystic opulence. So beautiful verse also. Na tu mam sakyase drishtum. It is not possible for you to see me, Arjuna. Anaineva swachakshusha. With this eyes you have, you cannot see me. Therefore, divyam dadami te chakshu. Therefore, I'm going to give you a divine eyes. Pashyame yogam aishwaram. Just see my mystic opulence. Like an example here would be like an admin giving access for somebody needing additional permission, right? When we don't have elevated access to access some administrative files, then that person has to be given access. Like that, Krishna is now giving access with the special eyes that Arjuna may require. Okay, let's understand. So here, Prabhupada, what does he say on his commentary? Let's look into it. Arjuna wanted to see it. The Lord gives him a particular vision required to see the universal form. Devotees who are correctly situated in the transcendental relationship with Krishna, they are attracted to the loving features of Krishna and not by the godless display of opulences. The playmates of Krishna, the friends of Krishna, the parents of Krishna, they never want Krishna to show his opulence. They are so immersed in pure love that they don't even know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In their loving exchange, they forget that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, right? Because they will not be able to have that kind of relationship in the Vatsalya or Dasya or friendship Sakya. They will not be able to have that rasa with Krishna if they know him to be the Lord, right? And that is why their love actually makes them forget that he is even the Supreme Lord. And so we have several examples from Srimad Bhagavatam to actually prove the fact that, once Nanda Maharaj and Devaki Mata, they were, after Krishna killed Kamsa, they were all in awe and reverence, thinking, oh, Krishna, he's the Supreme Lord, he's the Supreme Lord, and they started to exhibit that mood of reverence to the Lord. And Lord, somehow he was not convinced about that fact, and immediately he happened to change their mood, and through the Yogamaya potency, and immediately then they started to have the Vatsalya Bhav again. So Krishna, we can clearly understand that he doesn't want the interference of rasa mixed up with his opulence. So now we have to clearly note that special vision, that is Arjuna, being an Ananya Bhakta, had a superior vision of affection with which he was accustomed to seeing the Lord in his sweet form, that is the two-handed human form. And now Arjuna is given a celestial divine vision to see his majestic form, which has thousands of heads, eyes, and so on. This will create astonishment in Arjuna. So another point to note here is that, very important point, everything was visible at one place. These manifestations of the Supreme Lord, they were all distributed throughout the universe. It was not that everything was in one place. But for the sake of Arjuna, everything was actually seen in the body, that is in the Virat form of the Lord, all at one place. This is possible only by the inconceivable potency of the Lord. Just to make Arjuna see everything all in one place, this inconceivable potency of the Lord is exhibited. So that is what is the meaning for this verse. And if we move on to verses 9 to 14, Sanjaya is actually describing Arjuna's vision of the universal form. So we have seen so far, Arjuna is requesting Krishna for him to see the universal form. And now we have seen Krishna, he's giving a preview of the universal form, which was what was till the last verse, I think 5 to 8. And 9 to 14 is talking about Sanjaya, how he is actually describing Arjuna's vision of this universal form. Now, let's look into this verse, number 9. Krishna, he actually displays the universal form. Darshayam as aparthaya paramam rupam aishwaram. So Sanjaya said, "O king, having spoken thus, the supreme lord of mystic power, the supreme personality of Godhead, he actually displayed this universal form to Arjuna." And Arjuna, what did he do? He saw that form in 10 to 11 verses. It says, Aneka Vaktra Nayanam. Vaktra means face. There are many faces, many eyes. Aneka Adbhuta Darshanam. There are many extraordinary visions. Aneka Divyabharanam. It is full of ornaments and garments. Divyane Kodyatayudam. Full of weapons. Divyamal Ambara Dharam. Meaning it has dress, so garlands and dresses. So many dresses, garlands and dresses can be seen. Divya Gandha Nulepanam. In the Vedic time, when the person is honored, what we do is this person would be adorned with sandalwood paste. So all these things such as sandalwood paste is applied on the universal form of the Lord. So this form is also filled with amazing things. Anantam Vishwatomukam. It is unlimited. Vishwatomukam means it is all pervading. So now Arjuna is able to see this form of the Lord, which has unlimited mouths, unlimited eyes, unlimited wonderful visions. And what happened? This form is actually decorated by celestial ornaments. Not only that, it has a lot of weapons, that is unpraised weapons, divine weapons. Then there are celestial garments, there are garments, and then there is divine scents such as the sandalwood paste that are smeared all over the body. And this form of the Lord has amazing things. It is unlimited and all pervading, which is what is the meaning of the 11th and what form that Arjuna saw. What was it like? That is what is being talked about here in this verse, Aneka Vaktra Nayanam. And then now what Arjuna saw was indescribable. So Sanjaya is trying to give a mental picture to Dhritarashtra. So this is what is happening. See this is what is going on. He's able to describe each and everything so meticulously to Dhritarashtra so he can perceive that form. Neither Sanjaya and Dhritarashtra, as you can understand, they were present. But Sanjaya, by the grace of Vyasa, he could see whatever was happening. Thus, he was able to describe the situation to Dhritarashtra as far as he can understand. Then the effulgence of the universal form was described in verse number 12. Here, this is also a very beautiful verse. So it's, I don't know if I have time. So I probably, okay, let me just. So the effulgence of the universal form is basically described here. And then what Arjuna does is he actually bows down. The 14th verse talks about, then bewildered and astonished, his hair standing on the end, Arjuna actually bowed down his head to offer the obeisances with folded hands, and he began to pray to the Supreme Lord. So this is what happened so far. So now this is explained by who to who? Sanjaya to Dhritarashtra. So let's move on to the next set of verses, that is 15 to 31. Arjuna's experience of seeing the universal form. What did Arjuna feel when he actually saw the universal form? Let's understand. It's a beautiful, all of these purports are beautiful, and let's all try to imagine this universal form that Arjuna is trying to envision. Okay, let's read this verse. Arjuna Vacha Pashyami Devam Savadeva Deve Sarvam Satabhuta Vishesha Sankan Brahmanamisham Kamalashanastam Rishimsa Sarvan Uragamsa Divyan. Arjuna said, My dear Lord Krishna, I see assembled in your body all the demigods and various other living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower, as well as Lord Shiva and all the sages and divine serpents. Pashyami devams tava deva dehe. In your form, I'm seeing many forms. Sarvams tata bhuta vishesha sangan. I'm seeing many living beings. He's describing from the top of the universe to the bottom of the universe. Brahmanamisham kamalashanastam. Brahma is situated on the lotus flower and he's the controller of the universe. Risimsya sarvan uraghamsya divyan. So rishis, after Brahma we see Brahmaji, we see rishis. They are also below. Uragamsya divyan, meaning divine serpents are also there at the bottom of the universe. There is a celestial serpent called Seshanaga and other various kinds of serpents like Vasuki and all that. They are also there. Pashyami devams. I have seen all these Krishna. So Arjuna, he describes the scope from the top of the universe to the bottom of the universe. So let's try to understand more by going through the different verses. Now, 18th verse. Tvam aksharam paramam veda vidavyam tvamasya vishwasya param nidanam tvamavya shashwata dharma gopta sanatanastvam purusho matome. So let's understand this verse. Tvam aksharam paramam veda vidavyam. The absolute truth, he is very difficult to perceive, but he is the supreme object to be known. To know God, it's the best way to end all the difficulties. So he is the knowable by all liberation seekers. He is the supreme primeval objective and you are infallible, O Lord. So next phrase. Tvamasya vishwasya param nidanam. So you are the ultimate basis and the resting place and the shelter of all the universes. So without God, nothing exists. If you look at 10.39, that also says God is being without which nothing exists. He is the one that makes the existence possible. So he is nothing, he's just not a form, but he provides us the shelter also. So that is what is the second sentence meaning. He is the shelter of this universe. He is the ultimate basis and he is the resting place. Tvam avya shashwata dharma gopta. You are inexhaustible. You are the maintainer of the eternal religion. So if you look at Krishna, he is the eternal protector of dharma. No one can protect dharma to the extent Krishna actually does. Arjuna, he is also the protector of dharma. But when you look at Krishna and Arjuna, nobody can actually beat Krishna. That is the meaning. He is eternally the protector of dharma. After some time, our material body, we might die and get another body. So somebody who is actually taking care of law and administration now may not be taking care of it for eternally. But Krishna, he is the eternal protector of dharma. Dharma samstapanat taya sambhavami yuge yuge. So that is the meaning for this verse. That is the third sentence. Sanatanastvam purusho matome. You are the eternal ancient personality of God, or Godhead, and this is my opinion. Arjuna is kind of offering his first testimony here, right? So he is able to say that. So he's definitely convinced of Krishna's supremacy and he's saying all these things, which is what is the meaning for the 18th verse. And now we are getting into the next section, which is Arjuna's description of the Kala Rupa, that is the form of time. So that is the 19th verse. I couldn't make a separate slide for this, and that's why it's the Kala Rupa form. This is very ferocious form. We are now going to enter into that phase where Krishna is actually going to reveal his ferocious form. That is Kala Rupa. Let's understand this verse 19. The blazing fire coming from the mouth of the universal form is burning this entire universe. This is the beginning of the description of Krishna's Kala Rupa, his form as time. So his form as time is being depicted from verses 19 onwards. And the first verse itself, we are seeing that there is the blazing fire that is coming out of his mouth. And this is the first description given by Srila Prabhupada. It says that this is the beginning of the description of Kala Rupa. So let's go into the verses. Dayava Prithivyor. Hello. Mataji, can you see? Dayava prithivyor itaram taram hi vyaptam tavaikena disascha sarvaha drishtvaadbhutam rupam ukram tavedam lokatrayam pravyatitam mahatman. Although you are one, you spread throughout the sky and all the planets and all the space between. O great one, seeing this wondrous and terrible form, all the planetary systems are perturbed. Now let's understand. Dayava prithivyor itam antaram hi. So what does that mean? Means outer space and the earth, whatever between also, your form is all pervading. It is spread throughout. Okay. And vyaptam tavaikena disascha sarvaha. By you alone, everything is pervaded. Drishtva adbhutam rupam ukram tavedam. It is not just astonishing, but it is fear-inducing. So we all can understand, right? The Ugra Narsimha form of the Lord, that is angry means, so this Ugra is because, see, why did Narsimha have Ugra? Because why was he ferocious? Angry means we actually care for something. So if a mother gets angry at a child, it means she cares for her child. That is why she gets angry when the child doesn't do something right. It is that's what is being exhibited by the Ugra form of Narsimha also. So why is he angry? He was angry because he was caring for his devotee Prahlad, and he was showing his affection for Prahlad. And devotee, by looking at the Ugra form of the Lord, actually gets happy. It brings joy to the devotee because they understand and they are able to realize that why Narsinghadev, Bhagavan, is able to why is he angry? He is angry because he wants to show affection for Lord Prahlad, and that is the reason. And that is why even on seeing the Ugra form of the Lord, the devotees devotees are happy. So now we understand, along with the Arjuna, the Lord also gave celestial eyes to the residents of other planetary systems to see the universal form, so that they could also witness this powers. So that is what is being exhibited here. The planetary systems, all of them were perturbed, they were all disturbed. It appears that not only Arjuna saw the universal form of the Lord, but others in the other planetary system also saw. Arjuna seeing the universal form was not a dream. This proves when others are seeing, then that means that, oh, this is not real, this is not a dream. All whom the Lord endowed with divine vision saw the universal form on the battlefield. So which is very interesting, right? So now let's understand verse number 23. Rupam mahate bahuvaktra netram mahabaho bahubahurupadam bahudaram bahutam shrakaralam drishtva loka pravyatitas tathaham. O mighty armed one, all the planets with their demigods are disturbed at seeing your great form, which has many faces, eyes, arms, thighs, legs, and bellies, and your terrible teeth. And as they are disturbed, so am I. I am also disturbed. They are disturbed. But looking at your form, the Kala Rupa form, I am also disturbed, O Lord Krishna, which is what is being talked about in this verse. So now, just to kind of understand the picture of what is going on here. So if you go to a scary movie, maybe somebody fearful comes, somebody scary appears in the scary movie. Looking at that, others in the movie, they all get frightened. Oh my God, this form is looking really terrible. Like that, they all get frightened. And what about the audience? Sometimes even those audience who are sitting not on the, you are just viewing the screen, they may also get perturbed. They may also get disturbed. Oh yes, this form is so scary, and they may close the eyes also. Which is what is happening to Arjuna. Not only the people in the other planetary systems got disturbed seeing the form, but Arjuna himself got scared. And it was such a fearsome form. So which is what I was trying to compare it to the analogy in a scary movie. By watching a scary movie, how the audience also would react in such a situation. So now let's understand. Arjuna expresses his pitiable state in the next set of verses. So the Lord will be able to withdraw his ferocious form. So that is what we will ultimately see. So now in this verse, all the demigods and the planets are agitated. 25th verse. Dhamstra karalani chate mukani drishtva kala nalasannipani tisho na jane nalabi na sharma prasida devesha jagannivasa. O Lord of all lords, O refuge of the worlds, please be gracious to me. I cannot keep balance seeing your blazing death-like faces and awful teeth in all directions. I am bewildered. Let's understand. So now we can understand, as I told you in the 19th verse, we saw that there was, what was it coming out? The blazing fire was actually coming out of the Lord's mouth. And now we can see the fearsome teeth. So these two things show two things to us. When the fire is coming out, that means the destruction is going to happen. There is an incineration of fire. It means the destruction is going to happen because of that. And fearsome teeth, whenever we show fearsome teeth, that means this person may consume and digest whatever form he consumes. That is what is the representation of the fearsome teeth. So both of them in effect is conveying some sort of scariness in Arjuna, very, very perturbing effect. I cannot hold that form. It's that is why he's saying, please be merciful unto me, Lord Krishna. Okay, so let's move on. Now, 26 to 30, Arjuna is seeing the future outcomes of the war. As we saw in the verse number 7, right? I stressed a very important point to say, whatever he was trying to show his omniscience, if you remember. So Arjuna, I'm going to show, you didn't ask for it, but I'm going to show you what is in store for future too. So you can see in this form, the past, present, and future, everything will be revealed in this form to you. Now Krishna is going to show Arjuna what the future outcomes of the war are. So now 26 to 29, it's actually describing the warriors are entering into the Vishwarupa's mouth. All the sons of Dhritarashtra, their allied kings, Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and all the chief warriors are rushing into the fearful blazing mouths, just like rivers enter into the ocean and moths enter into the fire to meet the destruction. Some of them are being trapped with the head smashed between the teeth, which is a very pitiable situation. So, but now he's able to clearly understand that all the allied kings are entering into the mouth of the Kala Rupa form of the Lord, which is time, destruction, which signifies that. Okay, now Arjuna is asking two questions. O Lord of Lords, so fierce of form, please tell me who you are. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Please be gracious to me. You're the primeval Lord. I want to know about you, for I don't know what your mission is. So now Arjuna, he's kind of so bewildered, and he feels that the Kala Rupa is so ferocious. And before that, he just wants to ask the Lord these two questions. So tell me who you are, and I don't know what your mission is. So you please explain me what your vision is. Let's move to the next verse. So 32 to 34, Krishna's reply. What does he say? Time I am, become my instrument. I am time. So you have to become my instrument. Let's understand what this actually means. These are beautiful set of verses which we definitely need to follow along. Very nicely, Krishna is trying to educate us and say something through these verses. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Kalosmi Lokashayakrit Pravritto Lokan Samahrittumiha Pravrittaha Ritepi Tvam na bhavishyanti sarve ye vashishta pratyanikeshu yodaha. Okay, what does it mean? I am the greatest destroyer of the worlds. Lokan Samahrittumiha Pravrittaha. And I have come here to destroy all people. Rite pravritti tvam na bhavishyanti sarve, with the exception of you, the Pandavas. Ye vashishta pratyanikeshu yodaha. The soldiers here on both the sides will be slain. So very nice verse where the future outcome of the war is clearly revealed here to Arjuna. And he says, I am time, I am the ultimate destroyer. I'm going to destroy, just accepting you Pandavas, I'm going to destroy both the sides of the army. And So Prabhupada here very beautifully describes in his commentary, except for a few Pandavas, everyone who was present on the battlefield would be devoured by him. Arjuna was not in favor of fight and he thought it was better not to fight. Then there would be no frustration. In reply, the Lord is saying that even if he did not fight, everyone will be destroyed. That is very important, right? That is his plan. Even if Arjuna, see, he's asking Arjuna to be an instrument to the whole thing. Even if Arjuna is not going to agree, everything will go on as per my plan. All of them are going to be destroyed. If Arjuna stopped fighting, they would die in another way. Death could not be checked even if he did not fight. In fact, they were already dead. According to Krishna, everybody is already dead. Time is destruction, and all manifestations are to be vanquished by the desire of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the law of nature. So Kala Rupa is coming and he is ferocious. Again, this Kala Rupa form is ferocious for a materialist. But for a devotee, the Kala Rupa is not ferocious. We talked about Narshingadev's example, right? Narshingadev Bhagavan, he is actually ferocious, looks ferocious for the demons. But the Narshingadev Bhagwan, he's actually the devotees look. I mean, they feel joyful when they actually see this form of the Lord, because they know it's just for the affection of Prahlad. The Nrsingadev has this form exhibited, and like that, when Kalarupa, when the death comes, the non-devotee will be panicking. How can I protect my body? I can spend $1 billion to save my body. But a devotee who's confident, he knows he's serving the Lord here in the material world and he will also go to the spiritual world. So death is no matter. I mean, he knows the concept of body and soul. So he's not worried where the destination is going to be and what the Lord is going to do for him. So he definitely knows either ways he is going to serve. And that is the mood of a devotee. Now the Lord clearly says here he is not going to destroy the Pandavas. And Rite Pitwam, it means even if you don't fight, I have come here as time, I'm going to destroy everyone. That phrase is very significant. So the destruction of the warriors is already ordained by the divine arrangement. And even if you don't do it, right, I will not fight. If you say I'm going to incur sinful reactions, I won't kill my relatives. Killing is not good. Their killing is already destined by the Lord, and it is going to happen, and nobody can stop that. That is what is the implication from this verse. So let's try to move on to the next verse. Okay. Just be my instrument in Krishna's plan. Tasmatvam uttishta yasho labasva jitva shatrum bhungshva rajyam samudram mayye vaite nihata purvameva nimitta matram bhavasan savya sachin. Therefore, get up, fight dutifully and win the glory. Jitva shatrum bhungshva rajyam samudram. Conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. Mayye vaite nihata purvameva. They've all been killed by my plan already. Nimitta matram bhavasavya sachin. Meaning, oh Savya Sachi, just become my instrument. So very nice verse. So there is a specific plan being carried out in this material world. What is this plan? This cosmic manifestation is the chance for the conditioned soul to go back to Godhead. As long as they have a domineering mentality to lord it over the material nature, they are all conditioned. But anyone who can understand the plan of the Supreme Lord and cultivate the Krishna consciousness, he is the most intelligent person. This creation and destruction of the cosmic manifestation are all under the guidance of the Supreme Lord. And thus the battle of Kurukshetra, it was fought according to the plan of the Lord. Arjuna, he was refusing to fight, but he was told he should fight accordance to the desire of the Lord. That is the most important point. That would make the Lord happy. If one is in Krishna conscious, if one is full in Krishna consciousness and his life is devoted to the transcendental service of Lord Krishna, then he is absolutely perfect. That is what is being conveyed here. So very nice verse. Everything happens according to the plan and will of the Lord. And if we go and align with Lord's Lord's plan, then we are acting as instruments in serving the Lord. But if you are acting in some other way, that is not right. That is not in accordance with the law, and that is going to create karma, right? This is what we need to understand. What is what? So this is why Bhagavad Gita is very important. What we need to understand what God wants from us, and for that Bhagavad Gita is a perfect guide, right? He's here saying, Arjuna, be my instrument. Likewise, we are all here in Krishna consciousness, and we have to be instruments in serving Lord Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. Okay, let's move on to our next verse. 35 to 46. It is talking about Arjuna's prayers. Here we have several categories which talks about, first, Arjuna was glorifying the Lord from 36 to 38. If you look at 39 to 40, he is offering obeisances unto the Lord. And 41 to 44, he gives his apologies to the Lord. And 45 to 46, he is making a request to the Lord. So which is what we'll be seeing. त्वमादिदेव पुरुषपुराणस्त्वमस्य विश्वस्य परं निदानं वेत्तासि वेद्यं च परं च धाम त्वया ततं विश्वम् अनन्तरूप. What is he saying? You are the original Lord. So we saw this verse is a glorificatory verse of Lord Krishna. And we also saw the progression as to how Krishna is moving from glorification to prayer to obeisances and then to request, which is what is the transition that Arjuna is making. Now he says, you are the original God, the primeval person, you are the refuge of the world, and then you are the knower of all, the supreme noble and shelter, and all pervading and unlimited form. So Tvamadi Deva, you are the original God. Purusha Puranas, you are the original primeval person. Tvamasya Vishmasya Param Nidanam, you are the shelter of the whole universe. Vetasi Vedyam Cha Param Cha Dama, you are the knower and you are the knowable. See, nothing in the world is need to be known, except if you know Krishna, you know everything. That is what, you are the knowable. So you can do a PhD on the mic, right? There is a configuration, this dimension, this, or you can do a PhD on a car, on a Volkswagen, whatever car that are coming out, you can do a PhD thesis on those. But ultimately, that is all temporary material things, right? I mean, it's not going to give you any eternal benefit. But knowing about, you're the ultimate noble, right? To know about Krishna, it stays there with us eternally. Vedyam, none other language can benefit us as completely as knowing Krishna. So very nice verse, very nice glorification. He's very much stressing the importance to say that Krishna is the noble, worthy noble object that we need to know. Now Arjuna, his mood is transitioned, right? He are seeing he's in the mood of asking for forgiveness of all his offense that he has committed in the past. Very nice verse, very beautiful verse to relish. Let's look into that verse. Saketi matva prashabam yatuktam he Krishna he Yadava he Shaketi ajanata mahimanam tavedam maya pramadat pranayena vapi echavahasartam asatkritosi vihara sayyasana bhojaneshu ekotavapyachyuta tat samaksham tachamaye tvam aham aprameyam. So what does he say here? Saketi matva, meaning I thought you as my friend. Prashabam, it is presumptuous on my part to do like this. Oh, I thought you as my friend, but I think it's wrong on my part to do like this. Saketi matva prashabam yatuktam. So presumptuously, by mistake, I addressed you as what? Hey Krishna, hey Yadava, hey Shaketi. I addressed you as, oh Krishna, oh Yadava, oh Saka. Ajanata mahimanam tavedam. Ajanata, I did not know. Mahimanam tavedam, I did not know your glory. Maya pramadat pranayena vapi. So the reason for this presumptuous behavior could be pramada, that is madness, or pranaya, meaning love. It could be either madness or it could be love. So this is what Arjuna is expressing. So here we see that the rasa is changing. So we are able to see from Sakya Bhav, he's actually coming in addressing Krishna and talking about, oh my God, I addressed you in this way, but I'm really sorry about it, right? So this is the mood we are seeing of Arjuna. And then let's look into the other verse. Echava hasartam asat kritosi. For the sake of joking, what did I do? Asat kritosi, meaning I acted improperly. What was that? Vihara sayya sanabhojaneshu. They were friends. He's just explaining now. They were friends, so sometimes they will lie down together, right? Sayyasana bhojaneshu. And vihara, they will play together. They will sayyasana, they will sit together. Bhojaneshu, they will take food together. So at that time, what will happen? Eko tavapya achyuta tat samaksham. So sometime when I was alone, I spoke teasing to you. I made fun of you, of course, out of love. Sometimes I even did this in the presence of others. When others were there, I did this to you. I'm so sorry. Like that, Arjuna, you are Achyuta, but I am not Achyuta, right? I can commit mistakes. So please forgive me for my mistake. Tat samaksham. So this is what Arjuna is expressing. Tat shamayetvam aham aprameyam. Tat shamayetvam. Please forgive me. I asked Krishna for that. So Arjuna, when he understood that his great friend is the Supreme Lord, he felt as if he actually acted erroneously. This is the mood that Arjuna is expressing through this verse. Very beautiful verse. Now, please tolerate me. Let's understand what that means. Tasmat pranamya pranidaya kayam prashadaye tvam ahamisha midyam pitteva putrasya sakeva sakyuhu priya priyarhasi deva sudum. This is also another beautiful verse. He is saying, Tasmat pranamya pranidaya kayam. I fall down to you, offer you respectful obeisances. Prashadaye tvam ahamisha idyam. Have mercy on me, Supreme Lord, to be worshipped by every living entity. So just have mercy on me. You are the Supreme Lord and you are the one who is worshipped by every living entity. Piteva putrasya sakeva sakyuhu. As a father, he tolerates the impudence of his son, right? And a friend, he tolerates the impertinence of the friend. They may tease each other, but the other friend tolerates it. Priya harhasi deva sudum. The husband, he tolerates the familiarity of his wife, right? Likewise, you also tolerate and forgive me. In this way, he said these three examples and fell down on the ground. Arjuna. A very beautiful verse saying, please tolerate me. Okay. Kiritinam gadinam chakrahastam ichami tvam drishtum aham tataiva tenaiva rupena chaturbhujena sahasrabaho bhava vishwamurti. O universal form, O thousand-armed Lord, I wish to see you in this four-armed form with helmeted head and with a club, wheel, conch and lotus flower in your hands. I long to see you in this form. Arjuna, Srila Prabhupada's comment here. So he is now, it's a beautiful verse where he is exhibiting his desire to actually see the four-armed form of the Lord. So Arjuna, he has asked to show the Chaturbhuja form of the Lord, and he wanted to ensure that there is no doubt in the divinity of the Lord. Krishna, he has already shown the Virat Rupa, right? Already we saw that a person who claims, if he claims he is a god, he has to show the Virat Rupa of the Lord. And that is when we can prove him to say, okay, he is Lord. Otherwise, they are cheating. And now he wants to confirm this also. He wants Krishna to show his form as Vishnu Rupa, that is the Chaturbhuja form, the four-armed form. That way it can be very clearly said. See, if he's going to manifest all other forms, then he is the original personality of Godhead, right? From him only all the other forms come. So this fact can be established without ambiguity if he is able to show the four-armed form of the Lord. As we have clearly seen, as I've clearly told you, this the main reason why Arjuna is asking Krishna to exhibit either Virat Roop or the four-armed form of the Lord is for others' sake. And he wants to clearly establish the fact that Krishna is absolute personality of Godhead. He is the supreme personality, original supreme personality of Godhead. In order to have this straightened out without ambiguity for anyone who may question, he wanted Krishna to also exhibit this Chaturbhuja form of the Lord. Arjuna, so let's look into the commentary that Srila Prabhupada has to say. Arjuna knew that Krishna is the original personality of Godhead, assuming his temporary universal form. He is now asking to see the form of Narayana as spiritual form. This verse establishes without doubt the statement of Srimad Bhagavatam that Krishna is the original personality of Godhead and all other features originate from him. Okay, this is verse number 46, right? Okay, let's move into the next verse. 47 to 55 talks about pure bhakti is the prerequisite to see any form of Lord Krishna. Without bhakti, you cannot see Lord Krishna's form. So that is a prerequisite. Prerequisite means it is a pre-requirement. Anybody who has to see the form of the Lord has to have bhakti. Otherwise, it's not possible. इति अर्जुनं वासुदेवस्ततोक्त्वा स्वकं रूपं दर्शयमाश भूयः आश्वासयमास च भीतं येनं भूत्वा पुनः सौम्य वपुर्महात्मा. So now this is said by Sanjaya to Dhritarashtra. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, having spoken thus to Arjuna, displayed his four-armed form and at last showed his two-armed form, thus encouraging fearful Arjuna. So after showing the four-armed form to Krishna, to Arjuna, he also he converted the form again into Saumya Rupa, the two-handed form, which the devotees long and hankered to see. That was being exhibited by Lord Krishna. Krishna, so let's understand what Srila Prabhupada has to say. Krishna knew that Arjuna was not interested in seeing the four-handed form of the Lord. But since Arjuna asked to see this four-handed form, Krishna also showed this form and then showed himself his two-handed form. The word Saumya Vapuhu is very significant. Saumya Vapuhu means beautiful form. It is known as most beautiful form. When he was present, everyone was attracted by simply Krishna's form because Krishna is the director of the universe. So if your eyes is anointed with the love, then you can see the beautiful form of the Krishna. That is what Brahma Samhita says. With this, we will move on to our next verse. Arjuna Vacha Drishtvedam Manusham Rupam Tava Saumyam Janardana Idanim Asmi Samvrittaha Sacheta Prakritim Gataha. When Arjuna thus saw Krishna in his original form, he said, "Oh Janardana, seeing this human-like form so very beautiful, I am now very composed in my mind. I am restored to my original nature." So Arjuna, he's come back to his original nature, right? So here, beautifully it is said that, so can Krishna's form be called a human form? Yes, of course, Krishna's form can be called a human form, but it cannot be called a material form, which is what Srila Prabhupada says in his commentary. It's okay to say his form is human because he's come to exhibit the human pastimes, but it is not okay to call his form to be material form. To say Krishna has a human form is not offensive. To say Krishna has a material form is incorrect. And to say Krishna's form is illusory, we have to go beyond it, is not incorrect, but it is also offensive. That is what some people do. So they deride the personality of Godhead, and so they think him to be the ordinary human being. And now here, through this particular verse, since he was able to convert from, so first he was in the two-handed form, then he went into the Virat Rupa, after that he went into the four-handed form, the Chaturbhuja, and then he went back into the two-handed form. This is possible only by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So how can anybody say he's an ordinary human being? Not at all possible. Those people are foolish to say so. So very clearly it is proven here. So I'm okay. So yeah, the 54th verse. So what does it say here? I'm just not able to see. Okay, the title. Okay, let's just read this. I don't know if I marked this title correct or not, but yeah. Bhaktya tvananyaya sakya aham evam vidorjuna jnatum drishtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa. Only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, O Arjuna. Only in this way it is possible to know me, see me, enter into the mysteries of my understanding, O Arjuna. So let's understand the 54th verse. What does it mean? Only those with devotion can understand Lord Krishna. He is the reciprocal Bhagavan whose beauty and sweetness can be relished, that is through the spiritual emotion and of devotion. Only through devotion you can have that reciprocal relationship with him. By remembering and serving Krishna with whatever little devotion we feel for him, and when we are able to regulate our material desires, then we will slowly start to relish the sweetness of Lord Krishna. So this is what is implied, and bhakti is the essence, right? Without bhakti, it's very clearly said that we cannot have that loving reciprocal relationship with the Lord. And to have that relationship with the Lord, bhakti and devotion is an essential component. And slowly we will be able to cultivate it if we get out of the material desires that we have in our heart. In the second chapter, we spent a lot of time discussing about the sense gratification, the material desires, how it can be curbed, and what do we do. We saw the example of the tortoise and so many such examples as to how to purify our senses, mind, and intelligence, right? And now the last verse I believe of this chapter we will be seeing next. मत्कर्म कृन् मत्परमो मत्भक्त संगवर्जितः निर्वैर सत्वभूतेषु यस मामेति पाण्डव. So he who works for me, considering me to be the supreme, who is devoted to me without any material attachments, without enmity towards other living being, he will surely attain me, O Arjuna. So very important verse, right? Every verse, the last verse actually, most of them, as we have seen in the middle 6 chapters, most of them, they talk about how you can actually attain Krishna. And here he says, he worked for me, consider me to be the supreme, be devoted to me, be free from material attachments, don't have enmity towards other living beings, and that way you're going to surely attain me, O Arjuna. In summary, the universal form of Lord Krishna, which is the temporary manifestation, form of time, which devours everything, and even the form of Vishnu four-handed, have all been exhibited by Lord Krishna. Thus, Krishna, he is the origin of 3 manifestations. It is not that Krishna is the manifestation of the original Virata Rupa or Vishnu. Krishna is the origin of all forms. There are hundreds and thousands of Vishnus, but for a devotee, no form of Krishna is more important but the original 2-handed form, Shyamasundara form. That is the most beautiful form that a devotee relishes. In the Brahma Samhita, it is stated that those who are attached to the Shyamasundara form of Krishna in love and devotion, they can always see him, always within the heart, and they cannot see anything else. So that is the way the Ananya Bhaktas, they actually perceive Krishna within the heart, and because of perceiving Krishna in the heart, they are not able to see anything else. They may do activities materially, but their consciousness is fully on Krishna. So very beautifully it is explained. So Mat Bhakta means bhakti must be performed very purely. A devotee must engage in the 9 processes of devotional service. And then if you look at and bhakti, it has to be free from jnana and karma. That is sangavarjitaha. A devotee, he should not associate with persons who are against Krishna. And he should not become attracted to anything but pure devotion. A devotee at the same time should not be envious of those who are inimical of him, because of karma only they are doing such a thing. So you should just have that mentality and let go of him and not have enmity. So the feeling of hatred is not at all seen in a devotee. We know of Prahlad Maharaj, right? The word bhakta means mat karma krit, work for the bhaktas. That must be for Krishna. That is what mat karma krit mean. A devotee should use his energy fully in Krishna service while remaining detached from the fruits of the work. Very important to detach and give the fruits to Krishna. And Krishna must be the goal of life. That is what is mat parama. And devotee should remain unattracted both to heavenly and all the things, right? All the heavenly destination or impersonal destinations. And the devotee, he is nirvaira, meaning he is friendly to all. Because he gives compassionately Krishna consciousness to others. That is why he is nirvairaha. So which is what is the last verse of this 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. With this, okay, there is a summary section also. As we see, the first 4 verses, Arjuna is trying to show his universal form, And from 5 to 8, Krishna is actually describing how the universal form is going to look like. And 9 to 14, Arjuna is describing, Sanjaya is actually describing Arjuna's vision of the universal form. And 15 to 13, Arjuna's experience of how is he feeling when he saw the universal form that was exhibited. That is Sakala Rupa. What was his expression? How did he feel? What did he see? All that. And 32 to 34 talks about Krishna's reply. I am, become my instrument and serve for me. And for 35 to 46, we saw about Arjuna's prayers. There we saw different subdivisions. First, Arjuna's glorifications to Lord Krishna. Then he started to offer obeisances. Then there was a prayer that he did. And then he said, tolerate me, right? So he became resentful. And 47 to 55 talks about pure bhakti being the prerequisite to see any form of Krishna. Without bhakti and devotion, nothing can be done, and you cannot see the form of the Lord, which is what is the conclusion of the chapter. With this, we conclude today's session, dear devotees. Thank you so much. I'm glad that the internet worked fine in this particular place. Glad all because of Krishna's mercy and because of your blessings, everything worked fine. Thank you so much, dear devotees. Jai Srila Prabhupada. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Sri Guru and Gauranga. If you had any takeaways from this particular chapter, all glories goes to Guru and Gauranga and Srila Prabhupada. So thank you, devotees. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripasindubhyeva cha patitanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. Let's open up the forum for questions. Hare Krishna. Sorry, I just, it's a long chapter as such, and with the internet connection issues, I couldn't complete the chapter timely. Sorry.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dharma Pranam, all Krishna Prabhupada Gurudev. Is it okay if I ask question quickly?
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much for such a wonderful, enlivening class, Mataji. And it was just such a wonderful flow of understanding the whole chapter, and then the way you summarize it was so beautiful. Mataji, I have a quick question that I have a doubt that why Bhishma is going in the mouth of Kala Roop of Krishna, because he's a devotee and we see he had a different kind of passing away, right?
Yes,
But
Mataji. So here it is just to show that, as your very, very brilliant question actually. So Bhishma, we all know he was on the other side. Why is because it is due to the will of the Lord, he was on the side of the Kauravas. Externally, we see it is a reason, okay, I'm materially indebted to them, I have to serve them, that is why I'm there. But internally, Krishna wants us to understand that even though if somebody is a devotee, but if he's on the side of adharma, then he's going to be destroyed, right? I mean, that was the mood, that was why Bhishma was there. It was for us to understand the fact that even though a person may be a devotee, but if he is on the side of adharma, then he will be devoured by me. But we all understand that Bhishma had a different passing, as you say. He was able to die as at the time whenever he wished to do so, and he was able to pass away during in the presence of Krishna. He left the body at a particular time, Uttarayan. So, but again, this is just to prove that the enemies all will be defeated and they will all be devoured. This is going to be the outcome of the battle. So don't worry. So that is one side, but then we know as a devotee, Krishna has taken him to his abode. So that is the contrast. It's clear. Is it clear, Mataji? We have to understand the point that a devotee, even though if he's on the side of adharma, he will be taken away. I mean, Krishna is not going to spare him, which is the understanding that we need to learn.
thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you. I appreciate clarifying it.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. I know you're such a busy lady with 2 kids, but you were able to attend the session. I feel so grateful. Hare Krishna.
I tried my best, Mataji. Today I'm working and just ears are in the class.
Oh,
That's why Krishna, I need to sleep, and I said, let me ask quickly question.
oh,
Sorry
wonderful.
to hold others.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Any further questions? Any clarifications, comments, additions? Hare Krishna.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Go ahead.
Krishna.
Mataji, your class is every week at what time?
Mataji, so what we do is we rotate, and after this class, Lalitangi Mataji will be giving, Sukasagri Mataji will be giving chapter 12, and then chapter 13 will be given by Lalitangi Mataji. Then again, I will come to chapter 14. So we are 3 devotees. We are trying to rotate and complete 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. In each one session, we will take one chapter and complete them.
You come once a week or every day?
No, Mataji, I will come for 14 chapter again.
No, like
Oh,
the
every
other
Tuesday,
Matajis,
Mataji. Every
every
Tuesday. Every
what
Tuesday.
time?
PST only I know. So 5:30 PST, Mataji. It is Pacific time zone.
Mataji, 5:30 PST is 7:30 EST and 8:30 EST.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
And then 6 o'clock IST.
Thank you, Varun.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for attending the session.
Hare Krishna, Ji, respected Radhika Gopi.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Shila
Dandavat
Prabhupada,
pranams.
Gurudev Shri Radha Gopinath ki jai. Koti
Mataji,
koti
so
dandavat.
happy that you are in the class today. I feel so blessed and honored and privileged. Please bless me, Mataji. Hare
You
Krishna.
are
My
special,
koti
Gopi.
dandavat pranams to you. Hare Krishna.
Koti
Feel
koti
so
dandavat.
grateful, Mataji.
Ji, Radhika Gopi, I hear your almost 3/4 class and make a notes also.
Wow.
Arey Radhe, it's like a senior brahmachari is given a class, that much potency in a class, and all the slokas and explanation. Oh Krishna, Hari Hari, Gauranga, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, Shri Radha Gopinath, our special mercy, Radhika Gopi. Jai Jai Nityananda, Jai Jai Gauranga, Koti Koti Dandavat Pranam to your sincere seva. Thank you, Shri Radhika. Respected.
Your presence itself made my day, Mataji. Thank you so much for giving your 100% blessings to unto me. Only through the mercy of you, Vaishnavas, I am able to speak something that Srila Prabhupada has spoken. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
We can see how much hard work you are doing for one class, maybe preparing from 3-4 weeks. Pray for us that we will serve Srila Prabhupada as Das Dasana Das Pav and take more and more responsibility like all Bhakti Sangha teacher is taking. Hari Hari Gauranga Radhika Gopi.
Hari Hari Gauranga Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you, Radhika Mataji, for your wonderful session, beautiful preparation, wonderful slides and explanation. This is amazing, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Mataji, thank you so much for giving me the opportunities to speak. Without you, Sukhsari Mataji, Preeti Mataji, and Vinita Mataji, I am not eligible or qualified to speak. But thank you for giving me this opportunity, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radhika Kasturi Mataji, such a beautiful, beautiful class. Thank you so much, Mataji. Recitation of verses is so nice, Mataji. 11th chapter, yes. Wow, beautiful you are reciting. It's so nice, Mataji. Explanation of each verse was so beautiful. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your association and teaching Bhagavad Gita. You are walking Bhagavad Gita, Mataji. I am so happy to have your association.
Mataji, it's a very humbled listening to you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga Mataji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Radhika, such a beautiful class, and I know how you do all the long chapters, but you do it so well, and it's like so clear, and everything you explain so nicely. And I really like how you could, explain all the opulences and the universal form in such a concise and clear manner within this time frame. It's really, really amazing how you do it. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, thanks for everything. I think you inspire me with all. I don't know what to say. The reason I'm speaking something here in Bhakti Sangha is because you started off with Kahoot, and I know I can't forget that experience. And Mataji, thank you, Mataji. Thank you for your blessings, and all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, is there anybody having any more questions or realizations for Mataji? Okay. If there are no more questions and realizations, we would like to close the call here for today. I would like to offer my obeisances to all of you. Vancha kalpatarobhyasya kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Radhika Kasturi Mataji ki jai. Hari Bol.
Bye.
All glories to the Vaishnava assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Yaji
Thank you,
Radhika
Mataji.
Kasturi.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you,